Alright, I'm going to start up the how-to on the kaginawa video. And if you watch my other videos, you know the first video I start off going over the materials you're going to need and just the basic idea of what we're going to do. So first off, of course, you're going to need your steel. You can use 1.25" by 3/4 to make 3 different types. You can use the 1.25" by 1 inch to make three more types, or you can use round stock to make other types of kaginawa. We're going to use the 1.25" by 3/4, found at Lowe's, Home Depot, any hardware store. Next, you're going to need some heat, either with a homemade forge, the acetylene oxy torches, or if you want to use propane, like I said, it's going to take a while with propane, but that does work. A pair of pliers, I use these. Hammer, any size will do. A bucket of water just to cool it off in. Vise. A bench grinder, which you'll see a video of that later. 3/8 drill. A pipe, which right here I got this at Lowe's today, I think for a total of like $3. It's just like the small 3/4 inch threaded pipe and a 3/4 inch T. You'll see what that's used for later. And then a cutting tool. The cutting tool I'll go over. That's the hardest thing about this whole procedure. I'll go over that in the next couple steps. But what we're going to try and get to is, you can see all the different types here. You got the Samurai Spy one that I do, the flat double, and the single. Now these 3 right here can be made out of that out of that 1/4 inch by 3/4. These 3 right here can be made out of the 1/4 inch by 1 inch. And then you have your round stock up there, which are pretty basic. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make one of these, just because it's the basic one to make, and if you can make one of these, all the other steps to make any of these other ones is pretty much the same, just depending on how many prongs you have to bend over or which way they bend, but it's all pretty much the same. This cutout is almost exactly the same as that one, just the prongs are bent flat. So what we're going to start off with is a piece of that 1/4 inch by 3/4 steel. This piece is about 6.5 inches long. And the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut this down the middle. This is where that cutting tool comes into play. Now, there's a bunch of different ways of doing this. I use the bandsaw because I have access to a decent bandsaw to cut a nice strip down there. You can use the cutting wheel on your angle grinder. You even can use a hacksaw if you want to spend the time and cut that all the way through. Like I said, that's the only difficult part about this whole ordeal. This is split down the middle, and it's 5 inches long. So once you have that, what I do next is I put my hole in the back of it. This is centered in the 3/4 inch and a 1/2 inch up. So what we're going to do, come over here, hopefully this has got enough light. Yeah, it should have enough. And we're going to punch the hole into the steel. I'm starting off with a smaller bit because that's always makes it easier. We're going to switch over to the 3/8 bit. Don't want to drill a hole through my press table. So then you got your hole. To clean this up, there's a couple ways of doing this. At the local tool and die place store, they sell these little reamers. And all it does is just cleans up the edge. If you have a countersink or a very large drill bit, you can just touch it, put it in the drill press and just touch it and it'll clean up the ends. But that's going to give us our basic hole. So that's a good start so far. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to measure 1 inch up from the bottom of the cut, which I've done right there. And that's where we're going to make our initial bend. Get this set up. There we go. I'm going to set this line right at the top of the vise. You don't need to be exact with this. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to heat right above the line, and we're going to pull this out so the distance between this bar, the inside of it, and the inside of the other bar that we're pulling out is 3/4 of an inch. So let me go ahead and get my glasses on, and we'll get some heat going. We'll get this up and we'll get this heated. All you do is take your pliers, want about 3/4 of an inch in between there. So you got 3/4 of an inch there. You want to heat this side up and see how you know that that's 3/4 of an inch. It needs to be 1.5 inches when you start bending this one. There you go. Turn off my heat. Oxygen first. Then the acetylene. I'm going to take this over and give it a dunk in the water. So, this is what you're going to be left with. And in the next video, I will show you the ways of grinding the points. And then if there's enough time, in the same video, I'll show you how to finish it up.